12 celebs Hollywood won't cast anymore. From adored to ignored. Today we're unveiling the shocking truth behind the 12 celebrities Hollywood has mysteriously cast aside. Once at the pinnacle of fame, these stars now find themselves in the shadows, struggling to reclaim the spotlight. What could cause Tinseltown to turn its back on its brightest? The reasons are as jaw-dropping as the names on our list. Stay tuned as we expose the startling fall from grace of these once beloved icons. You won't believe who's been shut out. Cuba Gooding Jr. Famed for his memorable performances in films like Jerry Maguire, Men of Honor, and his portrayal of O.J. Simpson in American Crime Story, this actor has indeed left audiences craving more of his work. His most recent film appearance was as Fred Gray in the 2014 release Selma, and since then, he has been noticeably absent from the screen, leaving fans puzzled about his hiatus. In 2016, during an interview with E! News, he shared insights into some of the roles he turned down, including offers for Amistad and Hotel Rwanda. The reason he gave for these rejections was that he had already found the role he felt most connected to. Winning an Oscar award for Jerry Maguire instilled in him a fear of taking on any role that might caricature him into a mere catchphrase of a film. He admitted that his decision to pass on these opportunities led to unintended consequences, including alienating several esteemed directors, contributing to his gradual disappearance from the spotlight. However, he expressed that this experience was a valuable teaching moment for him. He now prioritizes the director's vision above all when considering roles, indicating his growth and newfound wisdom in the industry. Jodie Foster. The esteemed actress and filmmaker, known for her award-winning roles in classics such as Silence of the Lambs and Carnage, alongside her parts in the fantasy Nim's Island and the thriller Inside Man, appeared less frequently in front of the camera by the late 2000s. What led to this shift? Foster's venture into securing various projects, including her ambitions to star in and direct a biopic about Nazi filmmaker Leni Riefenstahl, fell through as Riefenstahl herself was opposed to the idea. Post-2010, Foster has accepted fewer acting opportunities, veering her focus towards directing instead. She took on dual roles as actor and director for the 2011 movie Beaver, which she stated was one of the toughest challenges in her career. Unfortunately, the movie didn't do well commercially and garnered mixed critical responses. Additionally, Foster has devoted more time to her personal life, especially after publicly acknowledging her sexuality, enjoying a more secluded family life. While Foster is generally private about her personal life in media exchanges, she has mentioned that her family holds the greatest significance to her. Cameron Diaz. The former model-turned-actress achieved widespread recognition for her roles in blockbuster hits like Charlie's Angels and There's Something About Mary, which catapulted her into the limelight. By 2010, Forbes had declared Diaz the wealthiest female celebrity, and she was named the highest-earning actress in Hollywood in 2013. However, her more recent film projects, including Sex Tape, The Counselor, The Other Woman, and Annie, didn't do well commercially and were critically panned, earning her Razzie Awards for the worst actress. This string of unsuccessful movies suggested a decline in Diaz's star power, potentially contributing to her absence from new Hollywood productions. Diaz's last public appearance on screen was in 2015 on the children's program Yo Gabba Gabba. Since then, nearly 2 years ago, there hasn't been much news about her career. It appears she's been embracing a quieter life since getting married, with no recent public appearances. Nevertheless, fans can look forward to her return as Princess Fiona in DreamWorks' Shrek 5, set for release in 2020. Despite this, there's still hope among her fan base that she will grace the silver screen in a new project before the Shrek sequel premieres. Hayden Christensen. For a period, Hayden Christensen seemed poised to dominate the cinematic landscape, one blockbuster at a time, with credentials in Star Wars, Life as a House, and The Virgin Suicides, showcasing his striking looks, talent, and choice of film roles. However, he soon became a rare sight on the silver screen. A significant factor in his diminishing presence was criticized performances, notably his role as Anakin Skywalker in the Star Wars prequels, which received severe backlash and even earned him a Razzie Award. Christensen's role opposite Jessica Alba in Awake led to a Razzie nomination for Worst Screen Couple, marking a trend where his films were either commercial disappointments or critically panned. Among the Star Wars community, there's a segment of fervent fans who argue that his performances in Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith notably weakened the franchise, with many vocal in their dissatisfaction. Regrettably, Hayden grappled with feelings of imposter syndrome, doubting his deservingness of the fame and success that seemed to have been effortlessly bestowed upon him. Fatigued by the constant pressures of his career, he decided to purchase a substantial stretch of farmland in Canada as a retreat. Since taking this step back, he has only participated in a small number of films. His recent works haven't captivated large audiences, leading Hollywood to hesitate in offering him prominent roles. Jennifer Love Hewitt. Throughout the 90s, Hewitt was a prominent figure in the film industry, particularly known for her roles in suspenseful hits like I Know What You Did Last Summer and its sequel in 1998, I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. Her most recent film role was portraying Alison Marks in the 2012 movie Zootopia, which was poorly received, indicated by a meager 10% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Moreover, Slate's Hollywood Career-O-Matic has unfavorably ranked Hewitt as the least accomplished actress over 2 decades. In the latter part of the 2010s, Hewitt appeared in a few television series such as The Client List and Criminal Minds, but hasn't headlined any major Hollywood productions. Additionally, her performances in the Garfield movies were met with lukewarm responses, reflected in their Rotten Tomatoes scores of 15% and 11% respectively. If you like this video, please leave a number 9 in the comments below. Lindsay Lohan. The once celebrated child actress gained critical acclaim for her dual role in the 1998 remake of The Parent Trap. Following the film's success, she rapidly ascended to stardom, featuring in popular films such as Freaky Friday, Mean Girls, and Herbie Fully Loaded. Despite her growing career, she increasingly became embroiled in a lifestyle marked by partying. Her experimentation with drugs led to legal issues that dominated media and tabloid headlines. Amidst a tumultuous period characterized by arrests, rehab stints, and familial discord, Lohan's career trajectory began to decline. She became infamously known for her unprofessionalism on set, including tardiness and unpredictable behavior. These issues significantly hindered her progress in both her music and acting careers. Coupled with commercial failures and a tarnished public image, it became challenging for Lohan to secure acting roles. It's been nearly 4 years since her last movie role, but she is poised to make a comeback in an upcoming film titled The Shadow Within, which fans hope will reignite her career. Jaden Smith. Renowned as the progeny of Will and Jada Pinkett Smith, Jaden Smith inherited a knack for performing from his accomplished parents. He gained popularity with leading roles in major films such as The Pursuit of Happiness and The Karate Kid, hinting at a promising acting career. However, his journey in the film industry came to a halt following his participation in the 2013 science fiction movie After Earth. Under the direction of M. Night Shyamalan, the film did not perform well at the box office, leading to both Jaden and his father, Will Smith, receiving Razzie Awards for their performances as Worst Actor and Worst Supporting Actor, respectively. The movie's failure deeply affected Will Smith, who shared with People magazine how it left him distressed. While some believe that Will Smith might have influenced Jaden's step back from acting, Jaden has remained active in the public eye. At 18 years old, Jaden is recognized for his eccentric personality and unconventional thoughts, often sharing his philosophical insights and quirky antics through social media. Fans and followers are left anticipating his return to the film scene in the future. Tobey Maguire. Tobey Maguire experienced a dramatic shift in his career from widespread fame to a relative lull in the initial years of the 21st century. His performances in the first 2 Spider-Man films earned critical acclaim and box office success, cementing his status as a leading Hollywood actor. However, the reception of Spider-Man 3 diverged drastically. Despite its nearly billion-dollar global gross, critics panned the movie for its perceived lack of humor, elegance, and its cluttered array of villains, plots, and narratives. Following this, Maguire wasn't cast in the subsequent Spider-Man movie, although he did return for a cameo in Spider-Man: No Way Home. Over time, critics have suggested that his youthful appearance and demeanor may hinder him from being perceived as suitable for more mature roles. In addition to acting, Maguire has ventured into film production, though his projects have unfortunately tended to be commercial failures. Added to his challenges in the film industry, Tobey Maguire faced considerable negative media attention due to his involvement in an underground poker scene considered outside the law, where his behavior was reportedly less than exemplary. Maguire was part of a group of A-list celebrities, including Matt Damon, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Ben Affleck, who frequented this high-stakes poker club. It emerged that one of the club's players, Bradley Rutterman, was illegally financing his gambling through misappropriation of investor funds. Maguire, having amassed around $40 million from these games, found himself embroiled in legal trouble when he was sued by those who Rutterman had swindled. The lawsuit was ultimately resolved through an out-of-court settlement. The poker scandal was later brought to light in the memoir Molly's Game, penned by the organizer of these clandestine poker events. The author pointed fingers at Maguire, labeling him as a particularly sore loser, and alleging that he once demanded she imitate a seal in exchange for a $1,000 chip. Molly's Game was subsequently adapted into a critically acclaimed and Oscar-nominated film, grossing $59.3 million on a budget of $30 million. Victoria Justice. The emerging talent gained prominence as the lead actress in the beloved Nickelodeon teen sitcom Victorious. Despite the show's popularity with young audiences, she revealed that there wouldn't be a fifth season. Following the conclusion of Victorious, her career didn't maintain the same level of success. She snagged the main role in MTV's thriller series Eye Candy, but it was short-lived, concluding after just one season. Additionally, she appeared in the film The Outcasts, originally set for a 2015 release but delayed until 2017. While several of her former co-stars, such as Ariana Grande and Avanjagia, have found success in spin-off series and music, Victoria has faced difficulties in furthering her career. Contributing factors include a perceived standoffish demeanor and a publicized conflict with singer Ariana Grande. Gwyneth Paltrow. This highly versatile actress first caught the public's eye in the 90s, starring in notable thrillers like Seven and A Perfect Murder. Despite having a substantial fan base, she has also faced significant backlash over the years, culminating in her being named the most disliked celebrity in Star magazine's list of the 20 most hated celebrities in Hollywood. Paltrow expressed her astonishment at topping this list during a conversation with Stephen Sackur of BBC, where Sackur inferred that the backlash might stem from perceptions of her demeaning others. Paltrow countered this assumption, stating her intention was merely to be genuine, though she conceded that her upbringing was more privileged than most. It has been roughly 2 years since she last took on an on-screen role with her current endeavors, diverted away from acting. The future remains uncertain regarding her return to film. If you like this video, please leave a number 9 in the comments below. Eddie Murphy. This actor and comedian, who became a household name in the 90s, has seen his films rake in over $3.8 billion across the US and Canada since 2014. Yet, his presence in the industry has significantly dwindled, with his most recent film appearance being in 2016 as Henry Joseph Church in Mr. Church. Fans have been curious about his absence from the kind of major blockbuster films he was once synonymous with. A few years back, Murphy teased the possibility of retiring from acting to make a comeback in stand-up comedy, marking a return after 30 years. In a discussion with Rolling Stone, he shared that he was semi-retired and felt satisfied with his current life stage. Navigating through both successes and challenges in his career, Murphy expressed a desire to prioritize his family over career-driven financial gains. He also welcomed a new child with his wife, Paige Butcher. Nonetheless, fans of his work can look forward to his reprise of the beloved character Donkey in the anticipated Shrek 5, set to be released in 2020. Katherine Heigl. In 2009, Katherine Heigl made an appearance on The David Letterman Show, where she voiced her discontent about enduring 17-hour workdays on the set of Grey's Anatomy. Her situation was further complicated by her decision in 2008 to withdraw herself from Emmy Award consideration. She justified her decision by criticizing the quality of the material she was given on the show, stating it was not sufficient to warrant an Emmy nomination. This act was interpreted by some as retaliation for the reduction of her role on the show, though she eventually issued an apology for her public disparagement of the series that had significantly boosted her career. Nevertheless, the repercussions of her actions lingered, as she gained a reputation for being challenging to work with and unappreciative, ultimately leading to her being ostracized in the industry. Beyond her issues with Grey's Anatomy, Katherine Heigl has also expressed criticisms towards other projects she has been involved in, notably stating that the film Knocked Up was sexist. Heigl pointed out that the backlash resulting from her outspoken nature adversely affected her mental health, to such an extent that her actions alarmed her friends and family. This situation led her to seek professional help to manage the severe anxiety she experienced. Despite these challenges, there has been a gradual improvement in her career trajectory recently, which is promising news for someone once associated with the film Bride of Chucky. Billy Zane. Billy Zane, a name you might not instantly recall, is an actor who once graced the screens in iconic films such as Back to the Future 1 and 2, Titanic, and both Zoolander movies. Regarding his unique spidey senses, one might jest, but it's his portrayal of antagonists that really made Zane stand out in Hollywood. However, this niche casting is partially why Hollywood seems to have stepped back from casting him in more recent times. Not traditionally seen as leading man material by industry standards, Zane excelled at playing the villain, so much so that many viewers find it hard to disassociate him from his role as the nefarious character who caused much distress to Jack and Rose in Titanic. Billy Zane continues to secure roles, yet these are predominantly in independent films and B-grade movies that seldom generate headlines, rapidly transitioning to DVD rather than cinematic release. His career choices have been influenced by financial necessities, including the requirement to fulfill alimony obligations to his former spouse. Monique. Monique, an actress who experienced the pinnacle of success with an Oscar win in 2010, found her career in a downward spiral, and her role in Precious, directed by Tyler Perry, played a significant part in this turn of events. Following the film's release and its critical success, there was buzz about its potential for Academy Awards. Monique was heavily encouraged to attend numerous film festivals to promote the movie, a pivotal contribution to its acclaim. Yet she missed the New York Film Festival, and a dispute over a $100,000 appearance fee led to her absence from the Toronto Film Festival as well. In a revealing interview with The Hollywood Reporter, Monique questioned the expectation placed on her to campaign for an award she never solicited, explaining her stance with an emphasis on humility. Further elaborating to CNN, she disclosed that she received a mere $50,000 for her role in Precious, and outlined the exorbitant travel expenses as a significant deterrent to her participation in the film's promotional tour, especially since the studio declined to cover these costs. Following her decision to respectfully decline an invitation to the Cannes Film Festival, Monique was labeled as troublesome and unreasonable, a perception that led to her being ostracized in the industry. Furthermore, her speech at the 82nd Academy Awards, where she expressed gratitude towards the Academy for recognizing pure talent over politics, was interpreted by many as being unsavory and critical. The situation reached its zenith during one of her stand-up comedy performances, where she audaciously addressed influential figures such as Oprah Winfrey, Tyler Perry, and Lee Daniels with a bold and provocative comment. Despite these controversies, it appears Monique's career has been experiencing a resurgence, which indeed is quite remarkable. Charlie Sheen. In 2018, Charlie Sheen found himself embroiled in legal proceedings, bemoaning his dwindled bank balance, which had reportedly fallen below $10 million. Due to his struggle to obtain consistent employment, he argued that his child support payments should be decreased. Sheen attributed his unemployment to a virtual blacklist by Hollywood, a stark transformation from the days when he was a sought-after leading man to a persona non grata that prudent studio executives would not approach, even hypothetically, with an elongated, sterilized instrument. Charlie Sheen was once at the peak of his career, earning nearly $2 million per episode for his role on 2.5 Men. Yet in 2011, production was temporarily paused to allow Sheen to enter rehab and recover from negative publicity tied to his frequent substance misuse. However, following his time in rehabilitation, Sheen demanded an additional nearly $1 million be added to his hefty salary and openly criticized the show's co-creator, labeling him a punk and expressing his disdain for resembling him. Consequently, Sheen was terminated from the series and subsequently encountered challenges securing acting opportunities, ultimately taking a role in Anger Management in 2012, which saw low viewing figures and was discontinued within 2 years. In 2015, Sheen disclosed his HIV-positive status, revealing that he had spent millions to prevent this information from becoming public. Since this revelation, he has remained relatively out of the public eye and, as stated in his court deposition, has struggled to find work. James Woods. James Woods, an actor equipped with 3 Primetime Emmy Awards and a Golden Globe, might not ring a bell for everyone, but he is certainly not one to overlook. His estrangement from Hollywood has been attributed to his outspoken endorsement of President Donald Trump, which has sparked controversy among his peers in the acting and directing community. However, his political standpoint isn't the sole reason cited for his exclusion from mainstream cinema. Woods has also been criticized for alleged racism and declining performance quality, with claims that his films no longer hold the status of Hollywood mainstays they once did, and that his presence on social media was predominantly to propagate extreme conspiracy theories. His Twitter activity led to a temporary ban in 2020 after he shared private information pertaining to a candidate running for office. Finding a recent movie featuring Woods could be quite a challenge. Bill Cosby. An individual once cherished as America's dad, acclaimed for his roles as an actor, comedian and musician, saw his illustrious career tarnished by grave revelations. Bill Cosby was unmasked as a sexual predator, accused of drugging and assaulting numerous women, with the count surpassing 60. In 2018, Cosby faced a conviction for sexual assault and served 3 years in jail before his sentence was annulled due to a procedural error. Nonetheless, the entertainment industry has since ostracized him, a stance that's expected to persist throughout his lifetime. At 85, Cosby maintains a stance of defiance and denial regarding the allegations. The possibility of Cosby's return to television shows or commercials is virtually non-existent, and reruns of most of his previous works have been discontinued. Despite these setbacks and facing multiple ongoing legal battles, he purportedly planned a comeback to stand-up comedy in 2023. Stay tuned, as later in the video we'll reveal another actor who, due to facing serious sexual assault allegations and charges, has become someone Hollywood is currently unwilling to engage with. Hugh Grant. Hugh Grant revealed in a conversation with the Los Angeles Times that he became disillusioned with the film industry after the release of Music and Lyrics. Despite the film's considerable success, accumulating nearly $150 million globally, his following project, Did You Hear About the Morgans, was not received favorably by critics and performed modestly at the box office, with $85 million worldwide, considering its $58 million budget. Grant suggests that after this downturn, Hollywood revoked his status as a leading man. Most of his subsequent films have not been well received, but he is currently experiencing a bit of a resurgence. Nevertheless, his return to the fore is met with reservations. Concerns about his advancing age and Hollywood's hesitancy regarding his box office draw mean that major studios are not eagerly offering him roles. Kevin Spacey. The career of this distinguished 2-time Academy Award recipient was marred by serious allegations of sexual misconduct, leading to his professional ostracism. In 2020, Anthony Rapp initiated legal action against Spacey, alleging sexual assault among other serious accusations. Reports soon emerged detailing Spacey's purported role in fostering a harmful atmosphere on the set of House of Cards and engaging in sexual misconduct against male staff members. Amidst these revelations, Spacey publicly disclosed his homosexuality, stating his intention to live openly as a gay man. Following the surge of allegations against Spacey, production of House of Cards was promptly halted. The show eventually resumed, but with a reduced episode count, and Spacey was removed from his post as executive producer. Netflix severed their relationship with him, abandoning the Gore Vidal biography where Spacey was set to star. His role in All the Money in the World was eradicated and replaced with footage of the late Christopher Plummer. Both his talent agency and publicist have also distanced themselves, ending their professional relationships with the actor. Additionally, Spacey was mandated to pay $31 million to the production company behind House of Cards for breaching their sexual harassment policy. Legal challenges continued as Spacey was scheduled to stand trial in the United Kingdom on charges of sexual assault, starting in June 2023. If you like this video, please leave a number 9 in the comments below. Julia Stiles. Julia Stiles graced the big screen notably in the late 1990s and early 2000s, shining in Save the Last Dance. However, her climb to stardom was halted by the disappointing critical and commercial reception of several of her films. Down to You, notably criticized for its lack of substance and referred to as a brain-dead romantic comedy, received a dreary 3% rating on Rotten Tomatoes and didn't recoup its $35 million budget. While she found greater success with the Bourne series, her character met an untimely end in the 2016 installment. Stiles received both Emmy and Golden Globe nominations for her stint in the 5th season of Dexter. But the momentum from this critical acclaim did not catapult her into starring roles in significant projects. She even passed up the opportunity to produce her own film. Subsequently, Stiles' career shifted towards roles in lesser-known films and television series. Her lack of engagement on social media platforms, which contrasts with the self-promotional strategies common among her peers in the industry, may also play a role in her fading prominence. Wesley Snipes. There was a time when Wesley Snipes was a quintessential figure in Hollywood, but now it appears as though the industry wants little to do with him. Firstly, Snipes was known for his candidness, never shying away from discussing the racial disparities and injustices prevalent in Hollywood. Despite his commercial success at the box office, critics often did not favor his films. Additionally, his repeated legal issues did not help his public image, but it was his role in the Blade franchise coupled with his conviction for tax evasion that led to his significant rise and subsequent fall in the entertainment world. The Blade series initially enjoyed significant success, with the first film grossing nearly $140 million worldwide and its sequel bringing in $155 million on a $54 million budget. However, during the production of the third installment, Blade Trinity, complications emerged. Snipes filed a lawsuit against New Line Cinema, demanding $5 million for alleged contract breaches, including discriminatory hiring practices, a $3 million debt, and his exclusion from casting decisions. In contrast, his colleagues portrayed Snipes as highly unprofessional during the film's production. This legal battle with New Line Cinema caused other studios to hesitate before collaborating with Snipes. His 2008 conviction for tax evasion, leading to a 3-year prison term, further diminished his industry presence. Despite these setbacks, Snipes has been making strides towards reviving his career, appearing in films such as Dolomite Is My Name and Coming to America. Farrah Abraham. Teen Mum, a spin-off of the popular MTV show 16 and Pregnant, debuted in December 2009 and has undergone various rebrandings while maintaining its core theme. In October 2017, Farrah Abraham was let go from the series due to her decision to pursue a career in the adult entertainment industry, which was in conflict with the show's image. Despite attempts to entice her with incentives to leave the adult sector, Abraham opted to continue, perceiving it as a more lucrative path. Abraham's foray into the adult entertainment business has, however, created a substantial impediment to obtaining conventional roles within Hollywood. Consequently, her visibility on mainstream TV has been limited, with her most recent appearance dated back to 2019. Jim Caviezel. Jim Caviezel demonstrated his exceptional acting abilities through films like The Thin Red Line and The Count of Monte Cristo. However, it was his involvement in The Passion of the Christ, a film as celebrated as it was divisive, that dramatically altered his career trajectory. The film, directed by Mel Gibson, was a global sensation, blending profound emotion with contentious themes and significantly boosting Gibson's fortunes while simultaneously marginalizing Caviezel in the industry. Caviezel was aware of the potential repercussions on his career when he accepted the lead role in this biblical saga. Mel Gibson himself cautioned him shortly after offering him the role, predicting that his Hollywood career might conclude as a result. Despite the warnings, Caviezel pursued the part, contributing to a film that earned 3 Academy Award nominations and grossed over $600 million worldwide. Nonetheless, the prophecy about his career challenges post The Passion of the Christ became a reality. Caviezel's outspoken political beliefs, promotion of QAnon conspiracy theories, and his hesitancy to act in romantic scenes further distanced him from major studio projects. Judge Reinhold. The 80s marked the height of Judge Reinhold's acting career, during which time he delivered acclaimed performances in hits like Fast Times at Ridgemont High and Beverly Hills Cop, seemingly on the verge of unparalleled stardom. However, contrary to early forecasts of his apparently destined rise, his prominence in the mainstream waned. Presently, his roles are largely confined to unnoticed direct-to-DVD films that generate little fanfare. Reinhold's fall from favor in Hollywood has been attributed to his notorious reputation for having an oversized ego and for being difficult to work alongside on set. Reflecting on his prime, Reinhold has acknowledged his troublesome behavior, admitting, "I was spoiled and I was arrogant. I was very demanding, had an overblown image of who I was and got a reputation for being difficult, and rightly so." Besides his demeanor, Reinhold concedes that poor career choices also played a part in his decline, leading to a mutual disinterest between himself and Hollywood's mainstream opportunities. Taylor Lautner. The success of the Twilight Saga, in which Taylor Lautner starred as werewolf Jacob Black, suggested a promising future for the young actor. His newfound status as a teen icon and heartthrob led to him headlining the 2011 film Abduction. However, the movie failed to impress, with Lautner's performance coming under scrutiny and criticism for its lack of depth. Following this setback, his career trajectory shifted, finding him in minor roles predominantly within Adam Sandler's comedic productions, such as Grown Ups 2 and The Ridiculous Six. While Lautner is still relatively early in his career and has experienced some exposure on television since the mid-2010s, there remains a looming possibility that his career might dwindle before reaching its full potential. Mike Myers. There was a period when this man was synonymous with outstanding comedy, understanding precisely how to hit the funny bone. Unfortunately, it appears he's strayed from what initially made him successful. Why he decided to extend the Austin Powers and Shrek series is up for debate, as those later entries arguably diluted their franchise's legacy. Moreover, his attempt with The Love Guru did not do his reputation any favors, to say the least. However, there's a silver lining, as he seems to be making a gradual return to form, evidenced by a commendable cameo in Inglourious Bastards. We're all holding out hope that in his future comedic endeavors, he'll rediscover his flair and once again deliver the laughs we know he's capable of. Sean William Scott. The challenge with being pigeonholed as the perpetually juvenile, sex and party-obsessed high schooler is that such roles become less convincing and perhaps less appealing as one matures and approaches middle age. This predicament seems to have befallen Sean William Scott, who is indelibly associated with the character of Stifler from the American Pie series. In the wake of this iconic role during the early 2000s, Scott found himself frequently cast in similar parts as seen in films like Dude, Where's My Car and Old School. With time, however, the demand for such roles has waned considerably. Now, nearly 2 decades removed from the character that catapulted him to fame, Scott's acting opportunities appear to be largely confined to the occasional independent movie and voiceover roles, including work in the Ice Age animated film series. In the fickle world of Hollywood, stars often rise and fall. Today, we've explored celebs who vanished from the spotlight. It's intriguing to see how careers evolve, but everyone deserves a second act. Do you think any of these stars should return to the big screen? Spark the conversation and let us know by commenting the first letter of their name. Your voice could reignite a career. For me, I will go with M for Tobey Maguire. If you enjoyed this dive into celebrity comebacks, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell on Iconic for more engaging insights. Who knows, your favorite might just make a triumphant return. And most hated actors of 2023 and the reasons why. Get ready to dive into the shocking world of glitz, glam, and controversy with our explosive countdown of 10 most hated actors of 2023. From jaw-dropping accusations to personal scandals that rocked the headlines, we're unveiling the dark side of the stars you thought you knew. These aren't just rumors, they're the scandals and misdeeds that turned public adoration into outrage. Prepare to be astonished as we reveal the actors who found themselves embroiled in the year's most sensational controversies. Jada Pinkett Smith. The incident where Will Smith struck Chris Rock at the Oscars became an extensively discussed controversy, capturing headlines for several weeks. Many hold Will accountable for reacting violently, yet there's more complexity to this narrative than is widely recognized. Jada Pinkett Smith, Will's spouse, was visibly upset by a jest made by Chris Rock at the Oscars, mocking her appearance with a G.I. Jane reference. Given her struggles with alopecia, a condition leading to significant hair loss, her reaction is somewhat understandable. Nevertheless, most would agree that brushing off a solitary quip from a comedian during such a public affair is the more common response. However, Jada's reaction to her husband's post-joke, a grave look suggesting he should intervene, hints at a deeper dynamic. While Will initially found the joke amusing, he chose to placate his wife by confronting Chris Rock on stage with a slap. It seems clear that this is the outcome Jada desired, but it begs the question of her endorsement of such actions. The underlying issues in their relationship may shed light on her behavior during the Oscars event. Jada Pinkett Smith emerged as a star in the 90s, captivating audiences in films like Set It Off and Menace to Society, while also venturing into business with her fashion label, Maya. In addition to her rising career and entrepreneurial endeavors, Jada cultivated a significant friendship with famed rapper Tupac Shakur, even going as far as using her own resources to help him out of a legal bind. Alongside these accomplishments, Jada's personal life blossomed when she and Will Smith began a romantic relationship toward the late 90s, culminating in marriage on December 31st, 1997. Jada was firm in her conviction about their union, determined to prioritize it above all else, even to the extent of sacrificing her career, as she declared, "I will throw away my career before I let it break up our marriage." However, their idyllic union began to show signs of turbulence as time progressed. In 2013, Jada's remarks raised eyebrows and sparked speculation when she appeared to imply an unusual level of openness in their marriage. She stated that she had told Will, "You can do whatever you want as long as you can look at yourself in the mirror and be okay." Many interpreted this as a hint that they were engaging in extramarital affairs, a notion that both Will and Jada ardently refuted. In June 2020, the rapper August Alsina went public with claims of an intimate relationship with Jada Pinkett Smith, which she initially vehemently denied. Yet as corroborating evidence mounted, she conceded to having been involved with him. Moreover, in 2021, Will Smith himself acknowledged that their marriage diverged from traditional norms. Infidelity and misleading the media understandably draws public criticism, but Jada's perceived unfavorable public persona isn't solely the result of these revelations. A social media post highlighted another incident, revealing Will's account of the elaborate efforts he put into planning Jada's 40th birthday. Despite organizing the elaborate celebration over 3 years with a complete support team, when the moment came, Jada disparaged the event as nothing more than a grandiose display of Will's ego. The thought of dedicating years to orchestrate a birthday celebration for one's spouse, only to have it criticized on the day, is difficult to fathom. The commentary further elaborated, not to mention she openly admits to cheating on him and how she never wanted to marry him and was forced to marry him. Expressing such sentiments publicly is to many astonishing. While Will Smith may contend with negative media attention, Jada's behaviors, perceived as self-centered, have not endeared her to people within or outside of the Hollywood community. Ellen DeGeneres. For those who think Jada Pinkett Smith receives a lot of negative attention, they may find the public's view of Ellen DeGeneres even more striking. DeGeneres, often criticized for portraying herself as a victim while enjoying a life of privilege, has faced backlash not due to criminal scandals, but for her demeanor. Behind the scenes of the Ellen DeGeneres show, Ellen was accused of acting unprofessionally and aggressively toward her staff, leading to a significant controversy in 2020. At that time, numerous complaints surfaced about a work environment that was not only toxic, but also allegedly racially insensitive. Additionally, it was reported that Ellen would often lose her temper and berate her employees off-camera, casting a shadow over her off-screen persona. Beyond these off-camera issues, Ellen's conduct during the show also stirred controversy, further impacting her public image. In addition to claims about a fraught workplace, Ellen DeGeneres' popularity suffered from her on-air behavior, which some viewers found objectionable. There were instances where Ellen seemed to exhibit a patronizing or outright dismissive attitude towards her interviewees, coupled with moments that suggested she wasn't genuinely connected or aware of how she came across. An interaction from a 2015 interview stands out, where Dakota Johnson corrected Ellen for claiming she hadn't invited the actress to a party. Ellen insisted she had extended an invitation, despite this being inaccurate, and her response was perceived as discourteous and somewhat belittling. It's generally advisable to avoid addressing guests in such a manner, yet this episode pales in comparison to Ellen's approach to Mariah Carey during a 2008 segment. Confronted with speculation around her pregnancy, Mariah preferred not to comment. Ignoring typical talk show etiquette, Ellen didn't move past the subject, but instead pressured Mariah with a live on-air toast proposition involving champagne, saying, "No, let's toast to you not being pregnant." This public gambit put Mariah in the position to inadvertently disclose her pregnancy, something she intended to keep private. The situation grew even more distressing when it became known that Mariah experienced a miscarriage shortly after this deeply uncomfortable interview. Ellen DeGeneres' tendency to delve into the personal affairs of others certainly raised eyebrows, especially when she took such inquisitions into the public arena of her live TV show. In addition to such awkward interview moments, Ellen faced criticism for her comments made during the 2020 pandemic lockdowns. She notably posted a controversial tweet in which she likened her lockdown experience to incarceration. This remark struck many as grossly insensitive, considering Ellen resided in a lavish multi-million-dollar estate, complete with all the conveniences and comforts one could desire, a stark contrast to the actual conditions of imprisonment. Such remarks only serve to amplify perceptions of Ellen as unsympathetic and detached from the everyday realities faced by most people, including those actually in prisons. It's little wonder that actions perceived as disconnected from the real-world struggles of many led to an increase in unfavorable opinions towards Ellen DeGeneres. Elon Musk, the visionary behind Tesla and the current proprietor of Twitter, has become a polarizing figure, despite maintaining a strong cohort of fervent admirers who stand by his entrepreneurial ventures and decisions. A particular avid supporter described him as being both a genius and a fool, highlighting Musk's knack for pioneering ventures that are worth billions, while simultaneously inciting uproar through provocative tweets and remarks during interviews. Moreover, his skepticism towards recent medical responses to a globally recognized pandemic has drawn significant criticism. His personal life, too, has invited scrutiny, particularly his romantic entanglements, some of which have occurred within his business sphere and during his marriage. Notably, accusations surfaced in 2017 alleging Musk had an affair with Amber Heard, and he was reported to have fathered twins in July 2022 with a Neuralink employee, despite being involved with another woman at the same time. The assortment of Musk's interactions with women, coupled with a string of disputes associated with Tesla, have led to the tech mogul facing legal action in 24 distinct lawsuits. Additionally, he found himself embroiled in a legal altercation with a flight attendant in May 2022, which was resolved when Musk agreed to a $250,000 settlement in exchange for the attendant's silence. Musk has alleged that the reporting on this matter was a politically motivated attempt to discredit him. However, this perspective doesn't seem widely shared among the general populace, as evidenced by the reaction he received during an appearance at one of Dave Chappelle's performances, where the audience greeted him with prolonged booing. Beyond his legal and workplace controversies, Musk's reputation took a hit due to his public statements regarding his daughter, who transitioned and chose no longer to be identified with her male birth name. Musk's reaction to this news, suggesting it was influenced by educational propaganda, was poorly received and strained his relationship with his daughter. By 2022, his daughter had opted to legally drop the surname Musk in favor of Wilson, indicating her desire to distance herself from her father. While Musk might be celebrated for his technological breakthroughs and contributions, his paternal relationships tell a different story, one that won't be earning him accolades for his role as a father. Amy Schumer. Amy Schumer's journey to stardom unfolded during the 2010 S, with initial appearances on platforms such as NBC and Comedy Central, eventually culminating in her securing a Netflix special as a stand-up comedian. Unfortunately for Schumer, while she proved adept at securing opportunities with major television networks, her comedic style did not resonate equally well with all audiences. A segment of viewers began to express their weariness of Schumer's consistent presence across various media outlets. One particularly harsh critique of her comedic endeavors bluntly stated, "The only thing remotely funny about her is her failed career as a comedian," encapsulating a sentiment shared by a number of individuals who have grown to disfavor her comedic output, despite no legal missteps on her part. Beyond the criticisms concerning her humor, Amy Schumer faced more serious accusations that significantly contributed to her controversial reputation. 3 female comedians came forward alleging that Schumer had plagiarized jokes from their routines, an accusation that gained traction and prompted further scrutiny. Internet users began to uncover additional instances where Schumer appeared to have appropriated material from other well-known comedians, including Ellen DeGeneres and John Mulaney. Particularly audacious was the incident where Schumer repeated one of the alleged plagiarized jokes directly to Ellen DeGeneres on her own show. Schumer quipped, "I'm very old school. I think guys should always pay on the first date and for sex," a line strikingly similar to a joke made by Wendy Liebman 2 decades earlier during her stand-up, where she said, "Maybe I'm old-fashioned, but I like it when the guy pays for sex. I mean, that's just me." This bold act of alleged joke theft notably intensified the backlash against Schumer. If you like this video, please leave a number 9 in the comments below. James Corden. James Corden has become notorious for 2 main reasons: his involvement in poorly received films and a perceived negative demeanor. This was highlighted during a tense exchange with Patrick Stewart at a public event following the Glamour Awards. Stewart reprimanded Corden for his lackadaisical behavior on stage, saying, "When the presenters are up here, and when the recipients are receiving their awards, don't stand at the back of the stage with your hands in your pockets, looking around as though you wished you were anywhere but here." Corden's retort emphasized his regret if his demeanor seemed indifferent, further jabbing at Stewart by commenting on the critical and commercial failure of Cats, a film in which Corden starred, suggesting that Stewart's most memorable film role, being in Cats, indicated a career issue. Corden's role as the host of The Late Late Show places him in a constant spotlight, though not everyone views this visibility positively. Critics and viewers alike have labeled him as not funny, pointing to his influential connections as the reason for his continued presence in significant entertainment roles. This critique is sharpened by observations from a portion of the audience who finds his humor lacking, suggesting a disconnect between the host and the expectations of comedy show audiences. James Corden's off-camera behavior has further tainted his reputation, with numerous reports of him being difficult in everyday situations. These negative stories gained more traction during a botched Reddit AMA, Ask Me Anything, where his character was questioned. However, the incident that caused the most uproar was the Balthazar scandal. This episode unfolded when the proprietor of Balthazar, a renowned restaurant, decided to prohibit Corden from patronizing the establishment due to his exceedingly unpleasant attitude towards the staff. Corden was accused of threatening and harshly reproaching the waitstaff over minor culinary mistakes. This controversy escalated, culminating in widespread public disapproval, and calls for Corden to relinquish his role as host of The Late Late Show. In response, Corden made a public apology and announced his impending departure from the show as part of damage control. Although the ban from Balthazar was eventually lifted, mending his image with the public might take significantly longer. Alec Baldwin. No one desires their name to be associated with the shooting incident upon waking up, yet this was the reality Alec Baldwin faced. The actor, who gained popularity in the 1980s and is also recognized for his roles in The Boss Baby, Madagascar, and impersonations of DJT on SNL. Currently, though, Alec's name is synonymous with an unfortunate event from 2021 during Rust's filming. In what was supposed to be a rehearsal scenario involving gunplay, Alec discharged a revolver not knowing it was loaded, resulting in severe consequences, injuring one individual and fatally wounding another. This accident severely tarnished his career, leading him into 2 years of legal battles that hung serious criminal charges over his head. Nevertheless, the outcome for Alec wasn't as grim as it might have been. Charged with 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter in 2023, Alec was embroiled in legal proceedings for months, which concluded in April of the same year. A resolution was reached whereby, agreeing to a significant settlement for the victims' families, the charges against him were withdrawn. While this meant no confinement time for Alec, his reputation has significantly suffered due to this ordeal. Key tenets of gun safety include treating every firearm as if it's loaded and always performing checks on your weapon system personally. An individual experienced with firearms pointed out that Alex failed at this basic safety and his negligence resulted in a woman's demise. Adam Sandler. A useful hint for aspiring actors. Avoid accepting every film offer that comes your way, particularly if the projects don't resonate with you. This approach, not adopted by Adam Sandler, gradually eroded his acclaim among audiences. Predominantly cast in comedic and light-hearted roles, Adam also ventured into numerous films that were critically panned for their poor quality. As one observer noted, his current movies just seem like he does it for the money and doesn't care about the quality of the film, a sentiment that's blatantly obvious to many. While Adam may not be facing grave consequences from this strategy, prioritizing financial gain over artistic integrity has caused a significant portion of fans to grow weary of seeing him in new projects. When directly confronted by an individual criticizing his choices face-to-face too bluntly, possibly crossing lines, Adams's instant reaction was physically lashing out at them through a slap across their face, a moment leaving some pondering whether such actions were warranted or not. Amber Heard. Amber Heard is not the first actress to see her reputation suffer inside a courtroom, though hers was an uncommon scenario. She wasn't there to face charges. Instead, she was the one initiating legal action against former spouse Johnny Depp. The lawsuit led to mutual accusations of slander and resulted in financial penalties for both and unfavorable press coverage. The trial featured outlandish moments, including attempts by Amber's attorney to spar with a witness on the record. "I'm not seeking any 15-minute chair. You're welcome to speculate. I could say the same thing by taking Amber Heard as a client for you." More damaging than these court antics were leaks about their tumultuous relationship, which painted them poorly, particularly Amber, after tales emerged like one where she amplified an altercation by defiling their shared bed. This incident, one among several unsavory revelations, contributed largely towards deterring public opinion against her, cascading into events that culminated with her divorce from Johnny in May 2016. If you like this video, please leave a number 9 in the comments below. Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby's name, once beloved as a hallmark of American television due to his role on The Cosby Show, has drastically shifted into infamy. This change was propelled by accusations and incidents of sexual misconduct that surfaced after comedian Hannibal Buress highlighted Cosby's past questionable behavior towards black people in a stand-up routine. Following this exposure, the number of women coming forward with accusations against Bill surged dramatically, unveiling what appeared to be recurrent misconduct by the actor. His career took an irreversible hit in 2018 when he was found guilty of aggravated indecent assault for actions decidedly unbecoming of the wholesome image he once projected. The aftermath saw his shows being removed from airing on TV networks and led public figures who had previously revered him to distance themselves from someone they had considered America's dad. Despite numerous disliked actors across the globe, Bill Cosby's fall from grace is notably dramatic. A slight solace came when legal complexities facilitated his release from prison in June 2021. Though legally free these days might find solace beyond bars, but far away indeed, are those days where America treasured him among its favorite father figures. Kevin Spacey. Kevin Spacey was celebrated for his portrayal of the sharp-witted and morally duplicitous politician Frank Underwood in House of Cards, a man who presents as respectable in public but leads a corrupt life behind closed doors. While audiences relished Frank's complexities, drawing parallels between the character and Kevin himself wasn't widespread until scandal struck. In 2017, multiple allegations of sexual assault surfaced against Spacey, casting a long shadow over his career and personal life. These accusations not only brought about legal troubles for Kevin, but also signaled the end of his tenure in acting. Mirroring his infamous role as Frank Underwood to some extent, Spacey found himself stepping away from the spotlight to embark on new ventures beyond acting amidst controversy. Following his departure from acting, Kevin Spacey turned to creating YouTube videos filled with enigmatic content. The atmosphere surrounding these productions took on a darker tone as several individuals who had accused him met untimely and tragic ends. Such occurrences have fueled speculation about possible underlying factors at play beyond mere coincidence. Furthermore, one of the significant legal battles against Spacey concluded with his acquittal. This outcome was influenced by a mix of absent evidence and courtroom drama, highlighted by an incident where the father of a key witness narrowly avoided being cited for contempt by the judge. This series of events has only added to the complex narrative surrounding Kevin Spacey in recent years. Shia LaBeouf. Shia LaBeouf, widely recognized for his motivational Do It video and roles in the Transformers franchise, along with hosting SNL in 2007, has encountered his fair share of controversies over the years. Initially, he faced significant criticism for multiple allegations of plagiarism related to film scripts. These accusations prompted public outcry until Shia reversed course by extending a public apology through social media platforms. Furthermore, an ex-girlfriend accused him of emotional abuse, a serious charge that has led to a legal battle still unresolved as of 2023. Shia LaBeouf might also be recalled for his peculiar ventures into performance art, one noted example being the He Will Not Divide Us initiative. During this event, Shia positioned himself in a public area to repetitively vocalize the mentioned phrase. This act not only led to altercations with onlookers who either came to spectate or express dissent, but also left others feeling uneasy or simply bemused. Such actions did little to favor Shia's popularity and contributed towards a perception of him as unpredictable and prone to sporadic behavior. Following the conclusion of He Will Not Divide Us in 2021, LaBeouf has undertaken significant personal transformations. Notably, embracing Catholicism implies his commitment toward reshaping his life distinctly from earlier controversies that shadowed him, to decidedly close that chapter and move forward positively. Armie Hammer. Armie Hammer was once a prominent figure in Hollywood, known for his dual role through digital effects in The Social Network and lending his voice to the antagonist in Cars 3. However, Armie's off-screen antics were quite unusual, even considering the eccentricities often seen in Hollywood. Initially, his oddities were confined to social media antics, such as sharing a clip featuring a woman in undergarments on his Instagram. The situation quickly intensified. By January 2021, he faced serious accusations of sexual misconduct, and shortly thereafter, text messages surfaced where he expressed cannibalistic fantasies reminiscent of Hannibal Lecter. This scandal effectively ended his acting career, leading to a cascade of lost roles and the departure of his publicist. Despite the turmoil and the nature of his messages, Armie has managed to steer clear of any jail time or criminal charges related to the explicit texts sent to various women, at least for the moment. Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. Transitioning from a role on television series like Suits to becoming a bona fide British royal is an extraordinary journey that Meghan Markle embarked upon following her marriage to Prince Harry in 2018. Her new status brought about not just a radical change in career paths, but also intense media scrutiny far beyond anything she experienced as an actress. Aspects of Meghan's background, including cultural differences and her mixed-race heritage, became points of contention within royal circles and among the public, positioning her as a divisive figure. Despite sharing candidly about these challenges, even working on a documentary concerning them, critics such as Chris Rock remark that facing adversity isn't unbeknownst for someone joining the royals. Moreover, others have bristled at Meghan's frankness regarding political matters, which contravenes traditional expectations for members of UK royalty, typically abstaining from political discourse. Amid the tumult and the scrutiny, Meghan chose to renounce her royal responsibilities in January 2020, adopting a less conspicuous presence subsequently. This move has led some to label her as hypocritical. They point out contradictions like advocating for environmental conservation while simultaneously traveling via private jets, or criticizing the royal establishment despite having profited in fame and financial gain from it. Accusations have also surfaced portraying Meghan as someone who uses her privileged status for sympathy, while allegations of mistreatment towards staff members during her time within the royal household have further complicated public perception of her actions. Oprah Winfrey. In 2024, several controversies and public criticisms have swept over Oprah Winfrey, further straining her public image. A significant factor contributing to the backlash is her associations with various controversial figures, including the likes of Dr. Oz, Deepak Chopra, and notably, Harvey Weinstein. Critics argue that Oprah's platform has occasionally served to legitimize individuals accused of promoting harmful pseudoscience or who have been embroiled in sexual abuse scandals. Additionally, perceptions of hypocrisy have marred Oprah's public persona. Critics highlight the disconnect between her public advocacy for body positivity and her own personal struggles with weight. Labeling it as a form of hypocrisy, Oprah's opulent lifestyle, marked by extravagant homes and the use of private jets, has also drawn ire from those who view it as flaunting her wealth in the face of socio-economic disparities affecting her audience base. Controversial remarks made by Oprah, such as her comments on spoiled American children and her views on atheism, have further fueled public resentment. Despite her substantial philanthropic efforts, some detractors argue that more should be done to rectify the harm brought by figures she has supported and to offer apologies for her past mistakes. Moreover, in reflecting upon Oprah's interview tactics, which were once standard, there's growing criticism regarding their sensitivity and appropriateness by today's standards. A recent episode that has sparked considerable controversy involves Oprah and Dwayne Johnson in Maui, as reported by several outlets in June 2024, highlighting the complexities of celebrity, philanthropy, and the expectations placed on public figures. Despite the criticisms, it's vital to acknowledge that opinions on Oprah are polarized, with a significant portion of the public continuing to admire her achievements and contributions to various causes. Sean Combs. In 2024, Sean Diddy Combs found himself at the center of considerable controversy, significantly damaging his public standing and inciting widespread disapproval. His image has been marred by numerous serious allegations, contributing to a dramatic downfall in his reputation. Firstly, Combs has been accused by multiple women of sexual assault and abuse, with allegations spanning from the 1990s to as recent as 2023. The accusers include his ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura, among others, who have initiated lawsuits against him, claiming he raped and physically abused them. These accusations have led to a substantial public outcry against Combs. Adding to the gravity of the situation, in March 2024, Combs's homes in Los Angeles and Miami were raided by Homeland Security agents as part of a sex trafficking inquiry. His attorney denounced the raids as an excessive show of force and labeled the entire investigation as a witch hunt. This federal investigation has further tainted Combs's reputation, with many viewing the allegations with serious concern. Former employees have also come forward, alleging that Combs created a toxic work environment and engaged in workplace abuse, complicating matters further. Additionally, Combs's history is littered with previous instances of violence, legal issues, and arrests, alongside a 1999 shooting incident at a club with then-girlfriend Jennifer Lopez, painting a picture of a man frequently in conflict with the law. A 2024 lawsuit by music producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones has accused Combs of sexually assaulting him, compelling him to procure sex workers, and involving him in illegal activities related to drugs and sex. These accusations have shocked many, contributing to the chorus of voices decrying Combs' actions. As Forbes, CNN, Vibe, Los Angeles Times, and several other media outlets report, federal investigators are preparing to bring Combs' accusers before a federal grand jury, signaling a pivotal moment in the investigation into the allegations against him. With each revelation, the public's disdain for Combs has deepened, making it clear that his path towards redemption, if possible, will be a difficult one. Chris Brown. The disdain for Chris Brown continues to be severe in 2024, with multiple factors fueling the negative sentiment towards him. The origins of the animosity date back to the 2009 incident where Brown brutally assaulted his then-girlfriend Rihanna, an act of domestic violence that left her with visible injuries and sent shockwaves through the public. Despite the years passing, the incident remains a dark cloud over Brown's career, with many feeling that his apologies at the time and since then have lacked sincerity. Brown's public demeanor, which has often been perceived as arrogant and unapologetic, further exacerbates the ill will towards him. He has consistently engaged in public feuds with critics and other artists, and such behavior has only reinforced the perception of him as defiant and unrepentant. A troubling pattern of violence and legal troubles, including other assaults, threats with a firearm, and confrontations with the police, has established a narrative of repeated misconduct. Beyond the infamous incident with Rihanna, Brown has faced allegations of abuse, assault, and threats from other women, such as Karrueche Tran, as well as accusations of a violent incident where he allegedly caused a woman's weave to fall out through physical aggression. Adding to the litany of claims, multiple women have accused him of sexual assault, which has led to him being under scrutiny in a federal sex trafficking investigation in 2024. The most notable controversy surrounding Brown in 2024, as reported by sources like Billboard, Deadline, MSN, and Page Six, is his disinvitation from the NBA Celebrity All-Star Game, which has made headlines. This illustrates how Brown's past continues to impact his present opportunities and public relations. Compounded by comments made by figures like Jill Scott, as highlighted by Mass Live, there is an ongoing debate over the limits of audience forgiveness and when support for talent slips into complicity with abusive behavior. Kris Jenner. In 2024, Kris Jenner continues to be a polarizing figure, with several incidents contributing to the negativity surrounding her. She's perceived by many as manipulative, exploiting her influence and power within the Kardashian-Jenner family, which has led to public backlash. This perception is bolstered by her involvement in her children's business ventures and her aggressive management style, which some view as borderline exploitative. Critics accuse Jenner of insensitivity and lacking empathy, especially when dealing with issues beyond her immediate affluent environment. Her dismissive remarks about online trolls and critics have not helped the situation, as they seem to betray a lack of genuine understanding or accountability for the impact her actions and those of her family may have on societal issues and others' feelings. The Kardashian-Jenner brand has been embroiled in various business-related controversies, such as cultural appropriation and body shaming. Kris Jenner's role as the family matriarch and manager has drawn particular scrutiny, with allegations of exploiting her children's personal lives for financial gain, which echoes the broader concerns of her children being commodified for their reality TV empire. Besides, Jenner's personal life and actions continue to draw attention. A bizarre theory sparked by a video with her daughter Khloe Kardashian made headlines, as reported by Newsweek. Jenner's emotional breakdown in front of her family due to health concerns over a discovered cyst and tumor was featured in the new season of The Kardashians, which was covered by outlets like Mirror and Women's Health magazine, humanizing her to viewers while still leaving room for critics. Additionally, Jenner's venture from celebrity momager to church leader has raised eyebrows, detailed in a piece by Facades. Her relationship with Corey Gamble, despite their age difference, was openly discussed in The Kardashians, suggesting her personal life is as much a topic of public discourse as her managerial role. Overall, Kris Jenner remains a central figure in celebrity culture, with her actions and the controversies surrounding her familial and business engagements continuing to stoke the fires of public division. In this whirlwind review of 2023's most controversial figures in film and TV, we've peeled back the velvet curtain to reveal the not-so-glamorous sides of Hollywood royalty. From courtroom dramas that cast a long shadow over reputations to social media scandals rocking fans worldwide, these stars have certainly sparked intense debates about celebrity culture and accountability. But should they be exiled from our screens entirely for their personal missteps? Now it's over to you. Should there be a hard line separating an artist's work from their personal controversies? Or do you believe in second chances? Dive into the comments section with your thoughts. Simply say yes for banning or no if you oppose. If discussions like this intrigue you, don't hesitate. Hit like on this video, subscribe to iconicinside, and click the notification bell so you never miss our next hot take on everything current in showbiz.